For EP, climbing walls and handholds is our business, but that's really not why we're here. We're here to enrich people's lives and introduce climbing to the world. We know that once somebody gets an opportunity to go indoors and climb on a climbing wall, that they're going to be hooked and they're going to be a climber for life.
And it's a very warm welcome from me, Johnny Bryan, and I welcome you to the land of the rising sun. We are in Japan for the penultimate final of the IFSC Climbing World Cup season for 2014. We are in Inzai, which is about 40 minutes east of downtown Tokyo, where some of the best in the business in lead climbing have come here to Inzai in search of the penultimate World Cup crown of the year. The 16 athletes are just being introduced to the crowd right now, as you can see, and they'll have their observation time very shortly, and climbing due to begin in around about 9 minutes or so from now. The way the final is going to work is not going to be alternate as you've seen in past lead finals. It's going to be all women first, followed by the all men final later on, and this is how the 8 women will line up for this final. First of all, 10-time World Cup winner Maya Vidmar will start out going out number 1. Ellen Jenico, third twice in the last 2 World Cups. She got number 2. Yuka Kobayashi of Japan goes out number 3, followed by Akio Noguchi, who really tried to get the crowd going during the semi-finals. 4, Madalena Roca of Austria. 5, who's been quietly going about her business in these World Cups in recent time. Jean Kim of Korea. 6, Annick Verhoeven, who climbed beautifully in the semi-final. She really did. 7, and finally, 16-time World Cup winner, look for a hat-trick of victories in recent time, Mina Markovic from Slovenia. And we chatted to Mina yesterday during the qualifiers. We did a little feature with her before the semi-finals, and we reserved a tiny minute of it towards the end because she has a few tips for young climbers.
I think the best tip, if they like climbing, let them climb, not be focused on the results. Because when, I don't know, 6-year-old girl comes to me and she asks me, what do I need to do if I want to be a world champion? Come on, girl, go and climb. Really.
That's a simple answer. Just go and climb and everything else will fall into place?
It's not like that. Sure, you need to try hard. You need to have a coach, someone who advised you, someone who put you in the right way. But if this motivation and pure love of climbing and desire to do this comes from your inside.
Interesting to hear the thoughts there, Amina, and no doubt sound advice for any young climber watching this World Cup final. As you can see, the climbers right now just getting to have a look at both of the routes. The men's final will follow in about 45 minutes or so from now, and so the 8 men will line up for that one. Surprisingly, Jakob Schubert were going out first, but he didn't mind that in Mokpo a couple of weeks ago. He went out number 3 and won that competition, so a chance for the 2012 World Champion to put some early pressure on. Magnus Midbo, second final of 2014 for the Norwegian climber. He's been 10th 4 times, but no doubt he'll better that today. Romain de Grange, European champion, consistent finalist all season, and he's here once again. Sean McCall, always there, isn't he? Goes out number 4. Domin Skopic, could it be his time for the 20-year-old Slovenian? Gautier Super, who's had a couple of nasty finals in the last couple of events, no doubt will try and better that today. Adam Ondra, who has been dangerous no doubt all season. Couple of missed finals though in the last 2, but makes it here in Inzai. And Sachiyama, who hasn't even been to the last 2 events, but on home soil wants to please this partisan crowd. So the climbers will have another 3 minutes or so before they're sent back into isolation, and one climber in particular we did have a chat to yesterday is the man in the screen there, Sachiyama, who's missed the last 2 World Cups, and interested to find out why. Sachi, we're on the final leg of this Asia tour, and this is the first time we've seen you here on home soil. First of all, where have you been?
I was staying in Japan, and I go outside climbing in Japan.
Was that something that was organised at the start of the year? Was that something that you always had in the diary that you were going to miss out Mokpo and Wujiang?
I was planned before the first World Cup, skipping Mokpo and China.
I was chatting to Adam Ondra last week, who was on commentary with me in Wujiang. He said he was looking forward to this week because I believe you two have been out doing some outdoor climbing here in Japan.
Adam stayed in my house and we went to Mizugaki, one of the best granite area in Japan, and we tried one HC boulder. That was really good.
How did both of you guys do?
We had only one day and the rock was really wet from the rain last night, but we tried to dry, and finally we had 2 hours trying, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's great to see that you guys had a lot of fun in between these World Cups, but one thing I should mention, we're here now on home soil. This is a home World Cup for you. How excited are you, first of all, or are you feeling a little bit more nervous because you're in front of a home crowd?
Actually, I was nervous because I want to show really good climbing to the audience, and hopefully I want to win. So it makes me nervous. And actually, today's climbing was I did really good. I was 5th. But I think semi-final and final, I have to feel more confident and feel relaxed, and then it makes audience happy. So I will try. Yeah.
Sachi, we've seen you win a couple of World Cups earlier this year, but you also missed out a couple. And again, you didn't do Korea and China. Next year, will that be the same again? Will you just be like a part-time professional climber, or will you be doing a lot more of the World Cups?
I'm thinking to go outside for sure more than this year. So I mean, maybe I will be there just 1 or 2 World Cups, and then yeah, I have planned to go Spain, Bishop, and Mount Kinabalu. So I have many plans already for outside climbing. So maybe next year will be more in outside, but in 2016 I want to try again to the World Championship. So I will make World Cups again.
So you're already planning now for the next 2 years?
It can change. So let me say I think. But yeah, next year's plan is planned. So
are you heading to Slovenia next month?
Yeah, I will be there.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you there, but no doubt this crowd here will be looking forward to seeing you perform well over the weekend. Sachi, best of luck for the semi-finals and the final.
Yeah, thank you. I will do my best.
Well, it's interesting to hear the thoughts there of Sachi Ama, and here to call this one with me in the commentary box, which is about, 30 feet stage right of the walls. I'm delighted to be joined by Israel's Or Vexler. Or a very good afternoon to you. You must be absolutely excited and psyched for what shall be 2 great finals here in Inzai.
Good afternoon. I am excited indeed. It looks amazing, and I'm so happy that we are starting with the female route. Looks very yellow and very hard.
Absolutely indeed. Yes, just to see on your screens right now, the yellow and purple route on the left-hand side is the female route, and the all-red route is the men's route on the right-hand side. And I say apologies in advance. You can see on your screens there that the holds and the volumes are exactly the same colour as the volumes themselves, just to confuse everybody here as well. So no doubt though, it should be a absolutely great final here. It is basically a who's who of league climbing here in both of these finals. We've got world champions galore in Jan Kim, in Adam Ondra, Jakob Schubert. So many World Cup titles I'm seeing on my computer here between Jakob, Sachi, Adam, Sean McCall. That's like 28 World Cups between those guys. And then I look at Mina Markovic, Jan Kim, Magdalena Roca, Maya Vedmar. Off the top of my head, that's 48 World Cups between them 4 alone. So, we've got an abundance of talent here, and what should be a great final.
It should be indeed a great final, and I'm looking forward to seeing Maya Vidmar on the wall. She's very talented, very experienced climber and competitor, and we are looking forward to see her go.
Well, that's one thing I was going to chat to you about before we have a couple more minutes before the women's females final start. Where do you see this thing being won and lost? Looking at that yellow route right now, we're going to see the top half of it, but you've got the whole route in front of us here. We've got a nice little map that the route setters have given us here. Where do you see this thing being won and lost?
Well, it's very hard to tell before the first competitor starts, but I hope that they made a really nice final so they could go a bit higher than what the boys did on the semis. Well, I guess they would definitely get into the overhang part, and it's very hard to tell actually.
Well, we shall definitely see, and throughout the next hour and a quarter or so. As Or actually mentioned there, the left-hand wall was the men's semi-final wall, and a lot of the climbers got unstuck in the roof section there, and it was in fact it was 32 plus. That was the top score. That was Satiyama. So it's very much a devilish route. And I was chatting to a couple of the other climbers before the Austrian team, and they said roughly the same as well. That it could be a very difficult route this for the women. It's going to have a running start, for example, at the beginning as well, and no doubt that we could have some drama in the early part of this final, which is due to get underway any moment now. Let's chat about a few of the climbers in general. Jean Kim, interested to see, since Gijon, 6th place in Mokpo, didn't even qualify for the final last week in Wujiang. What's your feelings, or is it a lapse in concentration the last couple of weeks, or maybe the injury starting to niggle a little bit too much?
I don't know, I really think it's a mental issue, because I think that she has always been in the top and something went into her head, and since then she can't really concentrate. That's the way it seems to me. I don't know.
Well, it was actually something she said in Mokpo. Actually, she did lose her concentration there in front of a home crowd, but we shall see. And all of a sudden, it's like a deafening silence has come across this arena as Maya Vidmar is about to get underway. The Japanese crowd here, which is this place packed to the rafters. Oh, wow. Not exactly the comfortable style that you want there, is it?
What a jumpy start, quite hard. Though she manages, and it's a pretty damn good job.
Maya Vidmar, 10-time World Cup winner, a double World Championship bronze medalist, 3 finals at the last 4 events, 4th place at Imst, 5th place in Gijon, 8th place last week in Wujiang. Didn't make it in Mokpo, which went out on the bubble there in 9th place. And 12th place in Chamonix is her 5 events for the season for the 28-year-old from Slovenia. World number 10, qualified 46 and a top in qualification, and 35 was her score in the semi-final.
It doesn't look too bad until here. Looks pretty flowy, and she manages to flow and do well until here. Looks alright actually. I believe that the route setter learned their lesson, and maybe they made it easier, so we will have a really good show.
Well, that's what we hope. But it happened in Inzai a couple of years ago, where everybody topped. I think it was on in one final. So they wanted to make it. I heard whispers that they want one top in each final. That's what the route setters are aiming for. One top in either final. The men's route, we'll chat about that when we get to the men's final. But that looks confusing to say the least. This women's final, it looks a little bit. I was going to say power sapping is the word I'm looking for. Would you agree?
Definitely, yes, it looks very powerful, but I believe that the climbers are in a good shape right now. Even though it's the end of the season, I think Mina is really strong, and Kim is very determined to win back her advantage. So I can gamble that we might have a top.
All right. welcome. We have a club. It's called the Commentators Curse Club.
The jinx.
Trust me, it will happen to you. It happens to me at least 5-6 times on these events. I jinx somebody when they're doing well. So I've learned myself now not to say it. But trust me, it happened to Adam Ondra last week, it happened to Magnus Midmore the week before, and it'll happen to you over the next 2 hours. Trust me.
I hope not. I'm sorry in advance, everyone.
Trust me, it's a club and we all got jackets made. We really have. 3 minutes down for Maya Vidmar in this route, and she's making steady progress at the moment. Around about the 26 move mark. Now
I believe she has quite a good rest there. She can match and have a rest. Looks good. Oh, with a toe hook, looks very good.
Yeah, Vidmar has to go left now, so about 10 o'clock, and then straight right to 2 o'clock, and back round to 10 o'clock. That's the way this route is, zigzags towards the end. Last week in Wuzhang, the women's final was over in the blink of an eye, it could be said. It was a real top route that they made, those route setters in China. Nobody topped. In fact, I think Mina Markovic was the one who got the furthest, and she went 2/3 of the route up. Vidmar.
She manages to rest, and we are on the upper part of the wall. You know, Maya Vidmar, we always call her the queen of heels because she always put her heel on, but now it looks that she uses a lot of toe hook, which is kind of good for a good rest, and it seems positive right now.
It's going to sound like a silly question, but I'm guessing it's each to their own. When you guys have a rest on the wall, how long are you thinking in the back of your mind that you want to rest for? I know it's, bear in mind you are against the clock as well in finals.
Well, it's a question about how do you feel. If you feel well enough, then you can just move on, but sometimes you are resting in order to get your head set to the next move. And here it seems that she has a lot of power and she will move forward because she is resting towards all the route long. Looks good.
Yeah, she's on about 37, 38 moves at the moment.
Yes, and she has enough time, 2.5 minutes, looks good.
It's a 48 move route this as well, so it's a good start this from Maya Vidmar. And she's still got plenty of time, as you can see on your screens, over 2 minutes.
She's resting now on 36, 27 holds. Oh, nice.
Slovenian team have had a good Asia tour. Domin Skofic going well, Mina Markovic doing brilliantly. Maya Vidmar could make it party time here for the Slovenian team. Wow, what flexibility. What tremendous flexibility. It's even gasped this Japanese crowd into silence. Still plenty of time, but this is a great start, this, isn't it, for Maya?
A wonderful start, and let's see how she goes. Looks amazing. Come on. Looks so close.
A great start. Really was a great start there for Maya Vidmar, and has set the benchmark already at the early part of this final. We've got a circle on our map as 44-45 maybe. It's around that mark, and as soon as the score comes in I'll give it to you, but it's a great start, isn't it?
Indeed, the route looks very, very good. You have a lot of rest, and she climbed it really well and manages to rest all along all the route.
Well, wonderful start for the Slovenians. 3 of them have come over, and all 3 of them are in the final. Smile from Maya Vidmar. Up to her coach Ramon, who's in the bleachers. And as you can see, great crowd we have here in Inzai. They're queuing around the block here this morning just to get in. We're still waiting for Maya's score to be inputted into the computer. Hasn't landed to us yet. When it does, be able to give it you.
She's just watching over the wall. She is
Maya Vidmar's score was 44 plus. 44 plus for Maya Vidmar.
Yes, Jennifer, do your best. Yes, Ellen, looks good.
And again, this running start that the women have to do, it's just gas for the Japanese crowd. They're on the edge of their seats when it happens.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and I wonder what will Kim Jae-in do, because I know that she likes static moves, and I am wondering, will she fancy it or not?
Yes, especially with that troubling knee injury of hers that she's been having. You can see what Kim does when she comes out, in about 40 minutes or so from now. In the meantime, we're chatting about France's Hélène Génico, who's the second climber out. A climber who's been in good form recently. 3 is definitely the magic number for Hélène. She's been third twice in the last 2 events, in Mapo and Wujiang. Made the final in Haiyang, and the final at the World Championships in Gijón, where she came in 4th place. Run number 5. In 3rd on 3 occasions in league climbing. In the European Championship last year as well. Just like a number of climbers who we see on the IFSC circuit time and time again. You just feel for them that you think it's only going to be a matter of time before they break through with their first victory.
Of course, I am feeling about this way about her and about Domen, which I am waiting to see where he will take the gold medal, and I think that he could and she could as well. Hélène Génico, I mean.
Well, there's another climber we missed out, Anke Verhoeven as well, who's yet to have her first maiden World Cup victory.
Exactly.
And again, it's another one. It's surely going to be a matter of when now and not if.
Definitely, yes. I agree.
2 minutes down for Génico, and she's wasted no time to get into this roof section.
Yes, she climbs a bit faster than Maya Vidmar, but she manages to rest as well and looks very good from here. Let's see whether she can make a rest out of this pinch. She's not using it at all, she just moves on. Yeah, Maya Vidmar grabbed it and took a big rest. She just stepped on it, and I'm guessing that she will be sorry about it.
Well, you think this is a mistake?
I think so, yeah, because she could have done a really good rest that she missed. And now I guess that she's feeling a bit tired now. But maybe she could rest like Maya on the round sloper ahead of her. I'm hoping for her.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. And then Génico's had a massive exhale of breath. We'll see, feeling a little bit of a drain. And it's a great camera angle there. You can see, you can't really see it from on the floor, but that's a great camera view from one of our positions on the balcony. You can see how horizontal Hélène is right now as she gets to this final section of the wall. And this is the rest you were talking about.
Yes, she manages to rest here and looks good. this hold is surprisingly good. She has a bit of a crimp edge that she kept going in and looks good.
Reaching for that hold. Grimace across her face, and that's the end of her final. You think that the rest that she could have had cost her?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. I think so. Because I think that the rest on the round yellow volume, it's not as good as the rest on the pinch that she missed, that she only took with her foot.
Well, lessons to be learned there for Hélène Geneco. Waves to the crowd, they respond in kind with a polite round of applause. Not to be for Hélène this time around. 2 down, 6 to go in this women's final. And again, it's like a deafening silence is greeting a lot of these climbers, isn't it? It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange. Now then, Kobayashi.
Yoka is a really talented climber, and I'm hoping that the home crowd will do her only good.
Yeah, 38 from Hélène Geneco, by the way, puts her into second place. Maya Vidmar leads 44 plus. Climber 3, the 26-year-old from Japan on home soil. Yuka Kobayashi.
Whoa. I think she's having
did
fun.
you see the little smile she gives to the crowd then as well?
Definitely, I saw.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, but that's a good sign because it means she is doing well and relaxed and just having fun.
So what it's about, serious fun. It's a lot of these climbers.
Yes, I think it's very hard to have fun in a competition because it's a very stressful situation, but if you manage to do so, I think you do well.
It's something I was chatting with Adam Ondra with last week, in fact, when he won the bouldering world title. Like a lot of the guys who were on the back there were head down, trying to get in the zone, and he's chatting with Jan Hoyer about the weather. And he said it helped him. Yeah. He said it helped him win the world title because he wasn't thinking; he was just doing. And sometimes that's the best mental attitude to go in.
I agree. Definitely, I agree.
People talk about pressure in sport, and there's one sportsman who I've met many a time, who is a multiple world champion in the game of snooker. His name's Stephen Hendren. I've met him many times, and I asked him about how do you block out pressure, and he says you don't. You learn to play with it. You learn to live with it, and as soon as you do that, then it goes away. That is the best ever idea of how to play with pressure. Because he said when you try and block out the pressure, that's when you make mistakes. It's a great mindset to go on, and that man won many world titles.
Wow, inspiring.
Kobayashi. 2 minutes down. Yuka, 2 finals at the last 3. 6th place last week in Wujiang, 7th place in Gijon, 10th place in Mokpo in Korea 2 weeks ago. The climber who's got a great pedigree in World Championships, in fact, being 4th on 2 occasions in Qinghai and Alaves in the last decade. 8th place in Hayang earlier this year, and she's only 26 years old, so climber who no doubt will relish this opportunity to perform in front of a home crowd. Halfway through a lot of time, with a couple of seconds to spare.
All right, and she is resting like Maya Vidmar. Looks good, definitely good. What Helen actually misses is grabbing that pinch over there with her right hand. I think this is a good position to be in, so you can rest and recover, and I think she did well. Took it with her hand, I mean.
The crowd begins to warm up. So you can hear them really getting behind her. She had it all going for her then as well. You know, she looked comfortable, relaxed.
Yes, and then surprisingly she fell, but those are hard moves, and the climb from Maya Vidmar looks better and better.
Well, 3 down, 5 to go. Not this time for Yuka Kobayashi. She's still waiting for that first World Cup victory. She's been second in a number of occasions and a couple of finals as well. It's going to be another final. Still, she can produce a smile. Kobayashi's score was 30 plus into third place. Maya Vidmar still leads, 44 plus, 5 climbers to go. So from one Japanese climber to another. One of the best female all-round climbers.
Waving for the crowd, looks good, confident.
Well, KO does enjoy trying to get the crowd behind it as well. And no doubt you'll see that during this route at one point or another. She likes being carried on a wave of emotion.
I think this boulder start won't scare her since she competes in the boulder discipline.
Well, I was going to say that this shouldn't phase her, should it?
Of course not. Did we just jinx her? I hope not.
Well,
but she's smiling.
She's smiling about it. Kei Onoguchi, who has been a long time rival of Anna Stoll on the bouldering circuit. Had a good World Championships in Munich in bouldering, and to be fair, not a bad decent one in Gijon as well. She just misses out in the final there, which she came in 9th place. 6th place out in Chamonix, 7th in Briançon as well this season in lead competitions. That's without the bouldering. Second twice in lead competitions in the past. The 25-year-old who is ranked 9th in lead climbing. Maya Vidmar still leads, 44 plus the score near the top of this route.
So far it seems to be that the route setter had made a great job building this route that everyone could flow.
Well, she recovered well there.
Wow.
Was that, or was it a lapse of concentration, loss of balance, or?
No, I think she just chose a different beta with going to this small kind of foothold with her hand, but now she's managed to rest on the good pinch, which is a good sign, and I think she could recover.
Using the rest, you know, this is something that I tried to Adam on good about last week as well. Adam is a quick climber anyway, and tends, if he sees the route from the off, he just goes for it. But now and again, you've got to see the rest points in the routes, because it's part of the game, of course. You know, it's part of the mental side of the game, reading the routes and figuring out where to stop, where to regroup, so you can tackle the most difficult parts.
Exactly, and I think mostly it's a mental issue as well, because once you take a rest, you feel all right. You feel that you have more air and you can do well.
Three Japanese climbers made the final. Kobayashi, Noguchi, Amma we'll see later on in the men's final. Now a KO. Great flexibility again. Superb. Superb athleticism from the 25-year-old. Halfway through her allotted time. And now, the difficult part of the route, hold on by her fingertips and stays on. It was a good effort.
Good effort indeed. She did well and she managed to pull until her limit, I guess.
It was a good effort from Akeo Noguchi. It was around about the 40 plus mark. It will get into second place, but Maya Vidmar of Slovenia still leads. So we're halfway through this final. For the women, Maya Vidmar, 44 plus. Akeo Noguchi, second place, 40 plus. Hélène Génicot of France, 38 in third place. Yuka Kobayashi of Japan, 30 plus in fourth. Climber number 5.
Now, the next participant, she's coming out, is Magdalena
Young Princess of Austria. Magdalena Roca, 20 years of age, the world number 3. Broke her duck earlier this year in Imst, where she won the World Cup title there on home soil. It was her maiden victory. Seconds before then in Chamonix, Briançon and Hainan respectively. Bronze medal at the World Championships.
She's the first one who did the jump pretty statically.
One way of doing it. Seems to work.
Yeah.
Magdalena hasn't missed a final this season, hasn't got the top 4 all season. A pair of 4th places here out here in Asia, in Mokpo and Hayang. Second in the overall behind the Kim. 46 and a top in qualifiers and a 39 are her scores en route to this final here in Inzai. Do you feel all this might be a route that would suit Magdalena?
It's hard to tell. I think she has a lot of endurance and it could go for her, and it's very hard to tell.
Minute 15 down. Magdalena not wasting much time.
Magdalena is a very static climber who doesn't fancy dead points and risks, and she likes to climb really solid. So if she managed to do this on that yellow route, she will be fine, but I think this route sometimes requires a little bit more of a dead point risky move.
Yeah, she's a very conservative climber, isn't she? Like doesn't like to take the gamble, you know, always thinks that sometimes the hard way is the right way, you know.
Exactly, and I think for her it works, and it's been proven to be successful for her, and you know, everyone has its own dent.
As you see on your screen, that's where they've got to so far. That's where gold, silver and bronze lies. Vidmar 44 is the lead. That's where she got to. That's where Magdalena has to get to. Of course, if you're out there watching wherever you may be around the world, I hope you got up in time to know the clocks went back in a few time zones overnight. Glad to hear you to join us wherever you are in the world. The hashtag, of course, is IFSCWC. Keen to hear your thoughts wherever you may be.
It looks comfortable for her on that pinch. Looks good, and I think she could recover a bit.
Climbers in abundance watching down in the athletes area. So Loic Timmermans and Nicky van Bergen there. I can see a few of the other climbers, the Spaniards here as well. Everybody's still here watching their counterparts. Half a time down. You hear a pin drop here in Inzai at the moment. Only the music is being played. Nobody shouting out. Everybody expecting the effort here of Magdalena Road. Got her fingertips to it, but struggling though, struggling.
Good effort.
I think she knows though, at the back of her mind, that maybe an opportunity missed. Just got her fingertips to it, and then actually got to that hold. The strain on her arms, I think it got a little bit too much and trying to do the next move and just didn't get there. So Magdalena Roca will not pick up a World Cup crown here in Inzai. Maya Vidmar went out first in this final and she still leads And she has 3 more bullets to dodge.
このランルートですね、一番最初の1
But the first bullet, though,
目が離せないといったルート
is a big one.
して攻略する選手が出てくるのが楽しみです。
Madden Naroga gets applauded off. But now, this should be interesting. Kim Jae-in, a customary bow to the crowd.
Kim has socks in order to protect the shoes from slipping, and I always scared that she will forget to remove them before she climbs, and now she has to jump, so I hope that she wouldn't. Oh yes, she's done it.
キム選手、世界選手権優勝、そして現在のところ世界ランキング1位の実力を誇っております。
And on that knee of hers as well, you know, it's not the start that her right knee will enjoy.
Not at all, but she needs to go for it and grab it because it's a jog.
Thinking about it, time's already started.
It's a scary move.
Ooh.
It's done.
Just keep on going.
I should tell you guys at home right now, the route setters are sitting in front of me, around 6 feet away on the floor, and they're having palpitations at the moment. They're worried that somebody might not make that. And every time somebody does, there's like a huge sigh of relief that comes across their faces.
非常にですね、やっぱり世界選手権に合わせてピークを作っているっていう選手が多いですから、その中でやはり優勝するということはですね、やっぱり真のチャンピオンということですから、世界選手権の
So Kim Jae-in, of course, the 2014 world champion after getting so close in the past, coming second on 3 occasions to Angela Aita and Hano Ernst. Did the business this year in Gijon. Emotional victory, it must be said.
It was, yes. I saw her topping the final and then start to cry, and for me it was amazing to see it because it always looks that she's like a machine, that she doesn't have feelings, but of course that she does, and she showed it, and it was amazing to see that she's happy, and it was fun to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a standing ovation when she descended from the top of the wall to the floor. Everybody knew she did it the hard way. After so much heartbreak in the past, winning that world title in Gijon, 6,000 strong crowd were on their feet to applaud the efforts that she did there on that Sunday night in Spain. And one thing must be said about Kim Jae-in as well, she's one of the nicest people you ever meet. She's such a pleasure to talk to.
Yes, we just were in Mokpo, and before it we were in Seoul, Korea, and we climbed at her gym, the Jazz climbing gym, and she hosted us, and she was really nice, and it was a really nice experience.
Yes, I do believe that most of the climbing party who have been touring Asia were there in Seoul for those couple of days.
Definitely.
2.5 minutes down. Kim Jae-in, of course, winning 3 World Cups this season as well. The first 3, in fact, in Hayang, I beg your pardon, Chamonix and Briançon. Second place in Imst. And then she's had a bit of a sketchy bit of form of recent time. 6th place in Mokpo. And last week, 10th place, didn't even make the final. Well, to be fair though, it was a champions graveyard last week in Wujiang, with so many world champions not even making it into finals. Four and a half minutes to go for the world champion. lot of torque on that knee. That's strapped up, as you can see.
She's checking her time and she sees that she has enough time, so she could rest. If you can see, she has a watch on her harness. Can you see?
Absolutely, and that yellow piece of the harness there, so a little bit of a timer.
Yep.
Keep her eye on the clock as well. She's still got plenty of time in abundance though. And around about move 30 at the minute. 44 plus, to remind you, is the target of
Wow,
Maya
that
Vidmar.
pinch looks hard. Would she put a toe? Yes, indeed. Now she needs to clip and cross over to that sloper and then take a quick rest on that big yellow ball.
Loads of time. Kim Jae-in. So much time here. She can cook an egg if she wanted to. The time she's got left. Now then, we'll see if she takes her advice here, or will there be a long rest here before tackling this final few moves. Maybe not. She's going for it. Here we go. Japanese crowd on the edge of their seats. Around about 42, 44 plus, just to match it will take the lead. Oh, this is superb, absolutely superb. We haven't seen a top here all day, not in the semi-finals. Can we see our first one here on this Sunday? Oh, wonderful. She's got to hold on to her feet though. Tiny little crimp hold, and then the top. John Kim here to really put the pressure on Verhoeven and Markovic. Wonderful! See, silence the critics. Absolutely. What slumping form. Wonderful stuff. Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Wonderful. Such a great smile on her face. And she looks at the audience, amazing.
Could World Cup title 22 be on its way? Only two women can now stop her. Annika Verhoeven and Mina Markovic. The equation is simple. Top out. No ifs, no buts.
So you've said that the root setter didn't mean for a top, or they did?
The target that I hear is one. That's what they're aiming for.
One.
Yeah, one in each final. That's what they're aiming for.
Wow, it's a hard job to do. Just one.
Well, absolutely. You know, a lot of them do get criticised now and again as well, which I do feel is unfair. You know, if you're criticising a root setter, then I suggest you come and have a go yourself. You know,
yes,
it's a hard job these guys have to do. They don't have them top out too much, and they don't make it that nobody tops out at all. They need to find a way to try and get the perfect equation. That they're aiming now is to get one in each final.
Yes, it's a good goal, and I think that with this yellow route they've done a perfect job. And either way, the semi-final distinguished the climbers, so we will have a nice score.
Yeah, that's one thing I must say. There's no spread. Well, actually, the spread is very good from the semi-finals. There's no tie breaks. We're not going to go to time if there's a tie. The equation is simple for Annika Verhoeven and Mina Markovic. It's top out. Top out your lead. Annika will go through her regular routine. Just to compose himself for 1 second.
そうですね、昨年まで、ユースで戦っているといったことですから、非常に、注目の高い若手の選手といます。さあ、出だしの部分、決めてきた。
Well, usually she didn't. Well, usually Anak usually has a little moment to herself before taking some of the routes. Obviously, she must have done that beforehand. Makes the running start. And now, has 8 minutes to find the top. She does, she leads.
Anak is climbing with a watch as well because time has been an issue for her in the past, and she looks at the watch during her climbing.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was going to mention actually. Or I've seen Anak being told to come off the walls in qualifiers and semi-finals. She takes a little bit too cautiously, you could say, in her climbing. She can get to the top of routes, but she's taken at 8 minutes. No end of times, hasn't she? It's been many times. So in the World semi-final, she was called off the wall there, even though she did climb brilliantly. She was 2-3 moves away from topping, and she got timed out.
Exactly, she's a brilliant climber, and her style is very statical. And when she sees a good rest, she takes advantage of it. And I think for her it works, and it's good.
Anak Verhoeven, the 18-year-old from Belgium, the world number 4. Fourth in the overall this year as well. 2 third places at the start of the season in Hayang and Briançon. Hasn't missed the final all year. Second place in Mokpo. Second place in Wuzhang last week. She's been banging the door. Feels it's only a matter of time.
Inzai
2.5 minutes down for Anak Verhoeven.
So she has been keep winning the European Youth Championship for 10 continuous years.
I think this wall here in Inzai is pretty amazing. And did you know that the angle of the wall could change?
Wow.
Really? Yeah. Yesterday the left wall was a bit less steep when I climbed it on the qualification.
Well, yeah, we're sitting towards the right end of the wall here, and I'm just looking up, and you can see the harnesses and pulleys that these walls they're actually on are behind them on the back there. So yeah, Oll's absolutely right. It's they can put these at different angles wherever they want, and that's something they've done here for the women's final.
Yes, and she goes for that pinch, and she will take advantage of this rest like she liked.
Halfway through her allotted time.
The next 2 pinches are really hard, extremely hard. The one on the blue triangle is very open hand pinch, very difficult to grab. I'm sure that she will manage it, but it's very hard. This one, very hard one. this undercling doesn't look too bad and she's flipping from it. I think it's wise.
そしてアナ選手の耳にも先ほどのジャイン選手のパフォーマンスは
She needs to cross over now and grab that pinch with her left hand in order to move forward.
3 minutes left for Anak.
Yes, you can do it. Yeah, come on.
Yes, that's good.
Ariana.
Yes, let's go.
Yes, keep going. Yeah.
Oh, she's disappointed. She knows that was a chance. Devastation etched on her face. She knows she could have done better. So Zhang Kim has dodged one bullet, and now her great rival is the second. Anik Verhoeven was round about the 38-39 move mark. It might be enough for a medal at the moment. She might have dislodged Akeo Noguchi. Just waiting for confirmation on the scoreboard to come in. And it is not enough. 38 plus for Anik Verhoeven puts it into 5th place. So then, we're at the Vidamon of this
Now we have only
women's final. One to go.
for the final.
And she's after the hat-trick.
Now she's coming in, Nina Markovic from Slovenia.
She has a fantastic record of climbing in Asia.
スロベニアからの参戦、ニナ・マルコビッチ選手です。
I think right now she's in a very good shape and she's a really strong climber and I hope it goes for her.
Well, the equation is simple. Got to find the top. Otherwise, Kim Jae-in's champion. Again, it's
最初はね、この各選手、思い切りが必要な感じで見せてくれますね、今回。
it's been a little bit off-putting for all the women this start, hasn't it? It's
so
not
scary.
it's not the comfortable start that they look for, is it?
It's not comfortable at all. I think that in the heart they are cursing the route setters really bad for this start.
well, he's happy now because he can breathe a sigh of relief.
Just because no one called.
Nobody fell. No.
Nobody fell. Yeah.
皆さんに見てもらえるように、見てもらえるように、引き出されるように作ってあります。
はい、今回このスロベニアからのミナ・マルコビッチ選手なんですけれども、このスロベニアファイナルにですね、男女合わせて3名残ってるんですね。
So Mina Markovic award number 2, third in the overall this season. Another climber hasn't missed a final. Patchy form to start the season. Only podium in at once in Chamonix. But she's going 3rd place. But starting to put the afterburners on just before the World Championship. She comes 2nd there. She was delighted, but a little bit disappointed at the same time. It was a better result in the Worlds. Felt she had a chance to win it. But has made amends for that in her last 2. In Moppo Muzhang winning twice. That is where the medals are right now. Top to win for Markovic. Maya Vidmar is going to be delighted with her result here. She's guaranteed a medal and she hasn't medalled all season. So
Yes, she has done a great job, Maya, and she climbed really well and secured her podium.
yeah, podium guaranteed now for Vidmar.
まずは、世界選手権でも、キム選手とですね、かなりネットリードを繰り広げてましたから、最後のところですね。
Mina is moving fast so far.
Yes, she's only had about 2 minutes of her time so far.
始まっております。このワールドカップシリーズですが、ヨーロッパ戦途中で中国一戦を挟みまして、終盤がこちらアジア3連戦となっています。
I looked a little bit uncomfortable there, but it's fine now. Fascinating to see at the start of the programme. Asked if there are tips for any young climbers watching. I know there's plenty of them I saw when I was the new mayor for the World Youth Championships. And advice, just keep climbing. Everything will fall into place. Keep climbing. That was the main piece of advice, and I hope that all the young climbers watching right now will take it on board. 3 minutes down.
世界ランキング年間より高いところを今目指しているはずです。彼女にとってのこの一戦は非常に重要です。ここで勢いをつけて母国での最終戦につなげていきたい。Let's go みんな。さあそしてこの最後の大きなレストポイントにやってきております。
さあ残り数手ですけれども、これで全てが決まります。
Time variably. Let's get up before this final part. The equation is simple. Climb the top, she wins. She doesn't, Kim Jae-in wins.
She came to this yellow ball with her wrong hand, and then she came back. Let's see now if she could find the right beta.
She's looking a little bit uncomfortable here, isn't she?
Yes, she does. I hope she will manage it. To go with her right hand and then cross over. Wow, she wasted a lot of energy here, but I'm hoping she could manage it.
Interesting.
Wow.
What raw power from the Slovenian. That was just raw power. Here we go.
She climbed so hard on those holds.
Got a top out. Markovic looking for the hat trick. Is it going to be 3 on the spin? She's only a couple of moves away. Could it be delight in Asia once again? Joy in Japan. No! No!
Wow. One move away from the gold medal.
Wow! What a finish! It means Kim Jae-in wins here in Japan. Joy for Jain. It really is. I thought she was going to do it. I really did. I thought she was going to do it. And that would have been 3 on the spin. But instead, it's going to be gold, gold, silver. It's her return from 3 events in Asia. So I take your hat off to you, Mina. Well done. Now then, we go from the women to the men. We're not messing about here in Inzai, we're getting straight on with it. Jakob is the first one out. Now, interesting this all, when I chatted to Magnus 2 weeks ago in Northpole, Jakob came out 3rd, and Magnus said he'll like that because it'll give him the chance to put the pressure on everybody early. And he topped out and he won that competition. He's won a first here. Do you think he'll relish this?
Well, it's difficult to tell. I don't know what's the mental state with him right now, but I do know that he's a very talented climber and well experienced, and I really think he has it.
Well, the route setter's got it bang right in the women's final. 1 top they wanted, 1 they got. What's going to be their return here in the men's? You had a look at this route tour. Where do you see this one being won and lost?
Well, it looks to be a very hard and confusing route, which is pretty hard to read and definitely hard to onside. But I think, like Maya Widmar, Jakob Schubert is a very good first climber to show us how it's done.
Let's just give you confirmation quickly. Jan Kim wins here in Inzai. Topping out. Second place Vina Markic, 47 plus, one move away. Third, Maya Widmar, 44 plus. Not a bad day for the Slovenians again, picking up 2 more medals. Noguchi was 4th, Roku 5th, Verhoeven 6th, Zheniko 7th, Kobayashi 8th. Right there, to the men's. Jakob Schubert, the 23-year-old, the world number one in the overall this season. Winner in Haiyang at the beginning of the year. Winning in Mokpo 2 weeks ago. Second place in Chamonix. Third in Briançon. Third in Imst. Defended his world title with honour. Made the final, coming in 5th place. 13-time a World Cup champion. 2012 World Champion. Having a little bit of awkwardness here, a little bit of trouble.
Indeed, I believe he should go with his right hand. Yes, exactly. Though for short timers, it might be an issue.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see when we got the couple of the shorter climbers to come out shortly. See how Sean McCall tackles that, indeed. And Domin Skopic. But in the meantime, Schubert we're talking about. 2 minutes down. And around about move 16 at the minute. A route with 56 moves, this one. This men's final.
This route goes now up and then it goes down in order to clip, and then it goes to the right and then the left. It makes like a huge traverse and a 56 moves on this wall. Pwah, that's quite a trip.
Yeah, I'm just looking on our map in front of us here, and it's like a massive S bend. That's what it is. Jakob will go a little bit up now, and then down and right, then up and left, then across and right, up and then across and left. Just to make the route setters who are looking at me right now, you've made our jobs a misery. Thank you so much. There is the confirmation of the women's final. Top became Markic 47 plus in second, and Widmar 44 plus in third place. Jakob Schubert.
I think Jakob was really wise to double clip from this hole. It saved him a lot of power, and I think that's the way to do it. Now he needs to go down where his foot was.
Down.
Campusing, wow.
You impressed?
Yes. Yes.
I think the crowd were as well at that.
Now he has another hole that you cannot see right now on the side of the wall, and afterwards he will go in with his left hand the hole that you see. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you see that hole there now.
Yeah. Wow, that's a hard sloper that he is grabbing with his right hand.
See, he's seeing a lot of energy. You can see in his face that he's quite red at the moment. Really using a lot of energy just to get to here. And this is around about 29-30 moves.
ね、長いルートですので、ダイナミックというよりは非常にスタミナが試されていると思いますね。
She was a surprise semi-final casualty last week. And Wu Jiang, oh, he's handily slipped it, holds on. Chance to put the early pressure on in this final. That's how he won in Mokpo.
Will go left now to the white structure. What a hill. Now he should match it. Yep. Wow.
That was a tiring effort from Jakob Schubert, and that's what the first climber thought of it. It'll be interesting to see what the next 7 think of it. It's around about 43, 44 mark, according to our map given to us by the route setters.
I think he climbed really good and he was confident and it looked good.
Yeah, wipes the sweat away from his brow. Something that fascinated me as well, there's something that Magnus said to me in Mokpo, because of the way that final was situated, that usually in lead finals it's alternate male-female. Magnus is coming out now. Will he have a look, do you think, where Jakob came off the wall, where the quick draws are now swinging? Because that's what he knows where he got to. It's something that I've always wanted to know about you guys. Do you want to know where your last person got to or not?
Wow, that's a tricky question. For me, sometimes I rather not to know, then I have much less pressure and I could only compete with myself. But when the quick toes are hanging and swinging, you just know, okay, I need to pass this point.
Of course, all these guys don't know, if you're just watching this for the first time, these guys don't know the scores when they come out. They're held in an isolation room on the back of the arena. They can't see how the other climbers are doing. They don't know how to tackle this route. They've just got to do it by themselves when they arrive into the arena. Some people say it's the right way of doing it. I agree with that, they shouldn't see the routes, but I'm in the school of thought that you should have a big scoreboard when you walk in to see where the last person got to. That's what you got to beat. I think this adds more drama. Jakob, that's my school of thought. People agree with me, people disagree with me. Interesting your thoughts on Twitter. IFSC WC is the hashtag. Magnus Midbo, in the meantime, with a minute into his climb. Magnus,
I think Magnus will go into an undercling here. I think he should, with his right hand, to go on the big volume to an undercling. It's either that or he will go like Jakob.
Magnus, a 25-year-old, the world number 12. 10's been his unlucky number this season. He's been 10th 4 times.
Oh. Nice.
He's exercised that demon here in Inzai. Made the final, the second time this season. Made the final in Chamonix, where he came in 7th place. Has been 3rd on 2 occasions. Oh no. It's an early exit for the Norwegian. Not to be this time for Magnus Midbo. Just maybe a lapse in concentration there.
I'm not sure. I know that the men's routes are getting harder and harder and more bouldery style, and I think his foot slipped, but for sure it's a very, very hard route.
2 down, 6 to go. That's where Shiba got to. That's where Midbo didn't get to. Whoops, so our graphics guy, whoops. Yeah. Climb number 3. Romain Desgrange of France, the European champion of 12 months prior. A little bit annoyed of himself in the semi-final. Thought he would have done better. He's here anyway. Consistent finalist. Hasn't missed one all year. 41 plus, 45 plus in qualifying, 30 in his semi-final. En route here to the final. Award number 3, second in the overall this season, because of that consistency of making finals. Second in Briançon, third in Marpo, third in Wujiang.
Those triangles has no holes on them, only the structure and the friction. It is very hard to grab, and they have no problem with it, but it's a very hard move.
A little bit of a gasp from the crowd there. In the early part.
Yes, he's going for the undercling.
Oh no, it's another early exit.
Apparently this undercling is not the right solution, but I must say that I planned it like this. So I was surprised when Jakov and Magnus didn't use that feature as an undercling.
Well, it stumped two of them. Romain Desgrange will not pick up a World Cup crown here in Japan. Jakob Schubert surely can't happen again, sort of him going out early and winning a World Cup. He did it 2 weeks ago. Still got 5 world-class climbers still to go though. But disappointment there for the Frenchman.
Yes, I do believe that the men's route are getting harder and harder, and this is something that I experienced myself as a competitor.
A climber who climbs with a smile on his face. Candace Shaw McCall, a double World Cup winner. And a great all-round climber too. Quite a nice guy as well.
Yes, and I think he's a very brave guy who always goes for the moves, and he never gives up, and it's fun to watch.
Indeed he is. Not just in lead climbing and bouldering too. And he also got to go at the speed. Just been a little bit annoyed last week because there were 16 speed climbers in Wujiang. Only 15 registered times, and one of them didn't, which meant only the top 8 went through. If the guy who didn't register a time would have registered a time at all, no matter if it was in days, all 16 would have made it through. But he fell off the wall twice, and alas, knocked the 7 other guys out with him. Well, McCall again has had a very good season, very consistent throughout most of it. Second twice in Haiyang and Imst. Making the finals of the last 3 in Gijon, Moppo and Wujiang.
He's holding it as an undercling as well. Oh, and now he's changing. I think this is better because, yes, indeed. Romain Desgrange fell because he went as an undercling.
A clever route setting from our team. Chatting to a few of the climbers beforehand, they say it's one of them, quote unquote, riddled with booby traps. That's what they said.
Again, I think this route is very hard to read, but they make a really good show.
McCall on around about hole 23 at the moment. 43 plus is the target for Jakob Schubert. Magnus Midbo 17 plus, Romain de Groens 12 plus. It stuns our crowd here in Inzai.
Now he goes down. Switch to point and then go down. Very nice, very secured. Jakov did this part without feet, yeah, as well as him, campusing those moves. You can see Sean is climbing with a harness pants. So his shirt is always outside. So he has a hole in his shirt for the chalk bag. Oh. His foot slipped, but he fight and managed to bring it back.
He's recovered well. Now then.
Now use the ball as an undercling and swing your, exactly. Very good job from him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And he still didn't clip.
He's a bit like a cat with 9 lives at the moment.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yep.
Good effort from the Canadian.
I think it puts him in the second place.
It does
right
indeed.
now.
Yes, second place guaranteed at the moment of the 4 that have gone out so far. 4 to go. McColby in second place around about 40, 41. Move mark. So Jakob Schubert still leads. Skovic, Slipper, Ondra and Amma yet to go. The big crowd here. The big crowd here in Inzai. He goes to sit down and chat to our technical delegate, Christophe Bilon, as well as the route setters. Just a chat about his efforts there. Roman Skovic is the next climber out. Four down, 4 to go. 43 plus is the target. McCall scored 42.
Domen is a very talented climber, and I think he enjoys grabbing open hand holds, and he's very talented in finding rests, and this route has a lot of open hands hold and places where you can find rest. So I think this route suits for him, and he might do well.
You agree it's only a matter of time before he picks up his first World Cup?
It's a matter of time indeed, because he has it, and I think that you are absolutely right, and it's a matter of time.
He said to me last week in Wuzhang, his target for the season was a podium. He's got 2 of them. 3rd in Chamonix, 2nd in Mokpo. Now it turns to getting on top of the podium. the 20-year-old from Slovenia, the world number 8. Topped out in qualifying on one route, 33 plus on the other. 30 plus in semi-finals. He's only missed one final all year. That was a 14th place finish in Briançon, and incidentally that final didn't even happen because of the adverse weather. And it's been interesting these past 3 weeks in Asia. He's climbed once in the rain, once in the heat, and now once indoors.
Wow, wow, wow. He's using this hole as an anchoring, but he put a left heel that helped him a lot to move past the first crux. Very nice.
Two minutes down. Koskovic. Here in the final, here in Inzai. Johnny Bryan alongside Ove Exler. Calling you through this one.
It's interesting to see how Domen grabs every hold with his thumb. He uses his thumb really good and strong, and I think this is his strong point, his thumb.
Major strength.
Pinch. Yeah.
2.5 minutes down. Koskovic. World number 8. 4th in the overall this year. The target is Jakob Schubert's 43 plus. Koskovic. Making sure he had enough chalk on his hands, to be fair. It's been 3.5 minutes in. Now the difficult part is going to go cross, down and up. Good athleticism from the young Slovenian. Still 3 minutes of his time to go. Gets that hole on the side of the wall. Hasn't been a bad night for the Slovenians. Picking up 2 medals here again. They haven't had a bad tour of Asia. Spent a lot of their time last week in China instead of coming to Japan. You see those that will pay fruition.
I believe he better clips from here before he moves on. Yes, exactly. Now he should match his right hand on the micro hold that he's grabbing with his left hand. Oh, he crossed to the white structure.
Well, it's a different way, but it's working for him. Here we go. Holding on by his fingertips. All you got to do is got to match Jakub's 43 plus, and he's like Superman at the minute.
Wow.
But he couldn't fly to the next move. So, Skovic just waiting for the score to come in. It is round about the 43 plus mark. It'll be enough to drop Jakub Schuber to second place. We're just waiting for confirmation to come in. All thinks he's done enough. Next to me.
I believe they are in a tie, but because of the semi-final, Domen is first.
And my Israeli colleague here got it absolutely bang right. 43 plus with Domen Skovic. He's in first place.
Yes.
3 to go. That's one of our cameramen just keeps getting loose at the bottom of the screen. Hope his neck's not hurting.
Will it be enough for Domen to secure a podium once again?
Well, this is the $64,000 question. Now here's a fella who hasn't enjoyed finals at recent time. Gauthier Super. He's been in exceptional form en route to finals. But when he's got there, he hasn't shown that form. He had a bad time in Mokpo. And he didn't have too much of a good time last week in Wujiang. Let's hope the third time isn't a charm here for Gauthier Super.
Whoa, risky start for him. He totally jumped in here, but he managed it.
The 23-year-old Frenchman, the one number 7, has been third on 2 occasions. The last 3 finals he's been in, he's come in 8th place. In Gijon, in Mokpo and in Wujiang. 2 finals to forget in Mokpo and Wujiang. But we all know he's a much better climber than that.
Again, I must say those triangle has no holds on them, and they look really hard, and it's no wonder that he's struggling a bit with it. But the next one looks good.
He's not messing about, is he? Where Romain de Grand's come unstuck.
Whoa,
and
whoa,
Gauthier. Oh no. I feel for him. I really do. You gotta feel for him. He has had a horrible time of finals recently. Really has.
Yes, and clearly it doesn't reflect anything about his ability. Clearly,
he's a quality climber. He just is. His form in finals right now is just, he's stuck in a rut. He really is. That is where we are, top 3. Domen Skovic and Jakub Schuber lead, 43 plus apiece. They are tied, of course, on the count back from their semi-finals. Sean McCall 1 move behind, 42 in the bronze medal position. And now we've got 2 good friends who are left 7 and 8 in this final. Adam Ondra and Sachiyama.
Climbing the World Cup, Inzai 2014, which is supported by Hakaisa and Makoto. Now the second place of the semi-finals are coming out in minute.
well, Well, we must remember that competition is a very stressful situation to be in it, and it's very hard to deal with all this pressure.
Well, again, it's something I mentioned earlier. I gave an example of a world snooker champion who said to me once, if you learn to live to play with the pressure. When you block it out, that's when you make mistakes. It's great advice for anyone who's going to go into a sporting environment, a pressure situation, a cold atmosphere. Learn to play with the pressure. Andre, this is a man who just lets his climbing do the talking. Didn't make the final last week. He was one of these casualties in that semi-final in Wujiang. I seconded him to come and do commentary with me last week after he asked a favour from me. I gave him, asked for one in return, and it was fascinating to hear his thoughts as a world champion, and I know the climbing viewers were intrigued to hear what he had to say. Not only that, the little chat I had with him afterwards for around 20 minutes. Some of the quotes have been used on climbing websites about what he thought are for the 2016 World Championship. He said he might defend both titles if the schedule is correct and it suits him. But it's the lead that he loves. He's been outdoor climbing this week with Sachiyama. Sachi's taken him to a few places on Japan, do a little bit of bouldering. We've had heavy rain here in Japan on Tuesday, Wednesday. Myself and my producer Johnny Rhodes felt that when we were in Tokyo. We forgot to bring coats and we got absolutely drenched in the rain in Tokyo's capital city, but a fascinating place and a great country. If you've got the chance to come here, I highly suggest you do so. It's brilliant. Andre, the 2014 World Champion. Winner as well in Imst earlier this year. That's where he said he found his form.
Andre is climbing fast as usual, but I think that soon we will see him stop and take a rest. And here he is, recovering a bit.
Six-time World Cup winner. World Boulder and the World League champion. The history maker. The thing is though, before that win in Imst, his form was all over the place. He didn't even make it to the semi-finals in Chamonix. He came in 27th place. There was a little bit of controversy because of that. I believe he felt a clip on one of his routes. He topped out the other one and still came in 27th. Eighth place in Briançon. After the win in Imst, the win in Gijon as well. Fascinating. The person I've got to know of all the climbing events I've covered this year. I didn't know Adam too well before this year. And fascinating to get to know him. And again, as I mentioned many times on these commentaries, again I can say it's got the gentleman sitting right next to me right now. These guys, these athletes, are some of the nicest people I've ever met in sport. They are lovely people to work with.
Well, I think Adam here gives a great show and he just runs on this route. It's amazing to see how he onside, like he is red pointing, like he knows this route already. He climbs just amazing here.
Yeah, it's something that some people have mentioned. He's got an excellent climbing brain. And something he mentioned to me last week as well, that sometimes he just sees it and goes for it. You know, it's sometimes he doesn't like wasting too much energy, but if a route is not too fancy, he will take a more conservative approach.
Yes, I think that the main thing with him that he does not hesitate. He just go for it, and you can see it in each move that he does. He's secure.
Plenty of time in hand. Now
Looks very solid in here. And he does it with the legs. Whoa, and he stays.
Andre with the lead. Now he's going to set the target for his friend to catch.
Whoa.
And again, as Jan Kim takes victory here and silence a few critics, maybe Andre was thinking the same. Missed out 2 finals in here in Asia, and now has the lead here in Inzai. And the only person who can stop him is the man whose house he's been staying in all week, Sachiyama. Yes, my producer's made a very good point actually. If Adam does win this over Sachi, Adam may not have a bed to sleep in tonight. That's a very good point. Andre leads, looking for lucky World Cup number 7. High fives from much of the athletes watching on. Now then, Japan holds its breath. Andre scores 49. Sachi has to match it or better it to take victory. 'Sachi has taken part in 3 competitions this season, only 3 out of the possible 7, and he's won 2 of them. And he's entered. Both of them were in France, in Chamonix and in Briançon. 3rd place at the Worlds in Gijon. Behind Andre and Ramon, Julien P. Blanquet. He said he's going to look at a lot more outdoor climbing, as you heard in that interview I did with him before the start of these finals. 24-year-old, the world number 5, 42 and 38 in quals, 32 in his semi-final. The score was revised at one point and then reset back to 32. Those who were watching the semi-finals earlier. That's why he's coming out last.
And let's see how he handled the first crooks here. It's not that easy. Whoa, that was risky.
That was risky.
Yeah.
But he survives.
I think he should clip, or he might chose to do like Jakob and clip afterwards, both clips. Let's see. Yes. And from here he could clip both of them. That's 1 and that's 2.
The 24-year-old taking a rest. Seven World Cups to his name. Picked up the Rockmaster crown earlier this year as well.
he does this part very technical and he uses his foot very well.
Japanese crowd, this partisan crowd, cheering Sachi on here as he tries to come across.
Wow, he's the first one who did it like this. Wow, that was risky as well.
I know it's a metaphor, but it's true right now. They are on the edge of their seats.
Now he should match it or come back to the pinch and cross over, and he decides to match.
Sachi come third here in Inzai, and he's asking the crowd to get behind him.
The audience is going crazy around here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he beats Andre, they might need the builders in this school tomorrow. This crowd might take the roof off. Oh, he's holding over dear life, he's knocked off. Andre wins. It's lucky number 7 for Anna Andre, so near yet so far for Sachiyama. There's no fairy tale here in Japan for the 25-year-old. I'm just waiting for confirmation to see where he's finished. It looks like to me it probably will finish second place.
Yeah,
he will be in second place. And I wonder if he's going to let Adam Andre into his house tonight. I wonder. Oh, we've seen 2 great finals. It must be said, women's final, superb. Men's final, just as good.
Yes, exactly. And I think the root setters made a very good job. But the athletes made also a terrific job, and it was awesome to see. And I'm grateful being here, talking with you. It was fun.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. Stay there because we're going to chat about not just the finals here, but yourself and climbing in Israel. Because I'm going to be fascinated to hear about that. But let me run you through the confirmation of the results here. Jean Kim picks up a 22nd. 2 Little Ducks, 22. She wins here inside Japan. The only climber at the top half. Mina Markovic will pick up the silver medal, 47 plus, second place. Good day for Slovenia. Got to be said. Maya Vidmar, third place, 44 plus. Akira Noguchi, another outstanding climb from the Japanese climber, one of the best all-round climbers, got to be said. 40 plus from Mikhail. Disappointment now for Magdalena Roca and Annika Verhoeven. Some arguing them should have done better, 5th and 6th respectively. Helen Zheniko, another final for Helen, 38, and another final as well for Yuki Kobayashi, with 30 plus from Yuki. Let's chat about this women's final. Kim Jae-in, stunning, wasn't she? Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely stunning. I think both her and Andra proved that they are world champions indeed in this comp.
Well, absolutely. The 2 world champions who have had sketchy form, as it were, in the last 2 World Cups. They doubted the naysayers, they proved the critics wrong and said, we're world champions, and we've just shown why we're world champions.
Yes, exactly, and I think they performed really well, and you can see it on these competitions. And that's that. I think that it's very good for Kim Jae-in that she made it again to secure her place in the world ranking. It's very important for her.
Yes, indeed. That may have secured a hand and a couple of fingers maybe on the overall title as well. Amina Markovic, second place, 47 plus. She got so near, didn't she?
Yes, she was so close. Wow.
Maya Vidmar went out number 1, and got to be said, it was something we haven't seen from Maya in recent times. She's made finals and hasn't shown that form coming into the final. But she was at number 1 here, and to be fair, climbed exceptionally well.
Exceptionally well. It's a very good description because she made the route look easy. Like I thought, okay, we will have a lot of tops in here after she climbed, because she climbed first. But then I saw that she just climbed well.
The other five climbers there, Akeo Noguchi. Words come out. She's just a great talent, isn't she? A good overall great climber.
Bouldering and leading.
Lead climbing. She's always there. She's never won a lead title. She's won plenty of bouldering titles. Never won a lead one. 4th place here. No doubt she'd be thinking now about the off season. Disappointment for the girls in 5th and 6th, though. I feel Madeleine Roker and Annick Verhoeven. Annick was especially disappointed with her performance.
Yes, I think Magdalena and Anak could have done better, and I think that they are disappointed, but they have to remember that they did well.
Well, indeed, Ellen Jeniko in 7th place, Yukiko Kobayashi in 8th as well. So they're just currently at the moment setting up the stage for the presentation ceremony. No doubt I'm going to be seconded to interview the winners very shortly, but they're still setting up the podiums right now. As we just take you to the results of the men that will just be loaded up on our graphics computer right now, and we chat about that. Here we are. Here it is, confirmation. Adam Ondra winning his 7th World Cup crown and his 2nd of the year, 49. Sachiyama, 2nd place so far for Japan, and 2nd with a 45 plus. Domin Skovic, it's been a good day for Slovenia. It's been a good Asia Tour for Slovenia. 43 plus in 3rd place. Jaka Schubert, 43 plus in 4th. Sean McCall, he's always there or thereabouts, isn't he? In 5th, 42. Magnus Mimbo, Romain de Grans, Gauthier Subert. Disappointment for those 3 climbers, and we'll chat about why in a minute. But let's chat about the winner. Or Adam Ondra. Deserved winner, wasn't he?
In here, for sure, he made a really good show and a really good climb, and I think his method of climbing well and secure worked for him, and I think that it was a good performance.
Decent performance from Sachiyama, better than we haven't seen him for the last 2 weeks. He wasn't in China, he wasn't in Korea. He's come here to try and say, okay, I'm going to do my outdoor climbing, and I'm going to try and see if I can pick up a World Cup crown on home soil. He was 3rd 2 years ago, 2nd this time. Do you think he will be disappointed, won't he?
I'm not sure, because it's very hard to compete after a long time you haven't, and I think he made a brilliant job here, and coming and ending here 2nd was a very hard job, and I think he shouldn't be disappointing.
Domin Skovic was 3rd place. He's had an excellent time in recently. We've been saying it's only a matter of time for him. He was not going to look forward to what's going to happen in 3 weeks' time when he's on home soil.
Yes,
in Kronia. Yeah, it's going to be it's something he's going to be absolutely buzzing for.
For sure, I think that he's really sucked to compete there, and I'm hoping that it will go well for him, because I'm sure that it's only a matter of time.
Jakob Schubert, 4th place, went out number 1 this time around. 43 plus. I think Jakob might look back towards the semi-final, maybe, and think, if I would have performed better there, I would have gone a bit later, maybe, and instead of going out number 1, because you got first and let them set on the score, you got 7 people to avoid, and now and again, time after time, it doesn't happen. So I think Jakob might look back at maybe the semi-final when he thought he could have climbed a little bit better.
Well, I'm sure that he could have climbed better in the semis, but I think he made a good performance on the final, and I'm sure that he will be disappointed, though for my opinion, he climbed good.
Sean McCall also had a good performance.
Yes.
Again, he's just a consistent performer, isn't he?
Consistent, and yeah, he is a very good climber, and he always goes on the moves, and very brave one.
A bit of disappointment maybe for Magnus Medbo, even though his 6th place actually is his best performance of the season. So he'll look back at the final maybe with an air of disappointment, but the whole event itself, you think, well, hang on a second, this is my best result of the year.
Yes, but I think it was a disappointing year for him, like a season for him. I'm hoping that Slovenia will do better for him, because I don't think this is his level, I think he could have done much more in here.
That's interesting. Finally, the two athletes, Romain de Grange, didn't happen for him there, did it? It was
No.
a mistake in the early part of the route.
Yes, exactly. Him and Gautier, super.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Gautier has just been having a nightmare in finals at recent time. 8th in Korea, 8th in China, 8th here in Inzai. He'll be looking back and thinking, I'm doing all the hard work to get to the final,
Yeah, and then
just let it slip.
yes, but I think it's something that happens a lot recently. Like if you look at Ramon Julian and if you look at Jakob Schubert in China, like I think that really the men's route are getting harder and harder, and it's like bouldering on a lead gym. It's getting harder and harder, and for me, I experienced it as well. The routes are getting harder and harder, and it's not that easy to pass the first crux, really.
Why do you feel that is? You know, why are the route setters giving you these devilish tacks? Like, you set a good example there of what happened in Wuzhang last week.
Yeah,
you know, that
exactly.
semi-final, I've described it as the graveyard of champions, because that's what it was.
Yes.
Even the world champions were falling off the wall.
Yeah.
We're not talking about high up. We're talking about a third of the way up, aren't we? It was Adam and Jakob went off not even halfway.
I know, because I think that the route setters sometimes afraid that it will be too many tops, so they are building a really hard route. And actually, I think the reason is because the level is improving, so they have to build a really hard route in order to distinguish between climbers.
It's a case of you guys getting better and better and better.
This is what I think, yeah, and this sport getting better and better and harder.
Well, that's fascinating to hear. They're still setting up. We've got cameras left, right, and centre. We've got local television here. We might have national broadcasters here as well, covering this as well as our cameras. So they're still setting up right now before the dignitaries are to arrive. Marcus Kolaris, from the president of the IFSC, is here, by the way. He'll be presenting some of the medals as well as other local dignitaries too. Oh, let's chat about your good self. You've been here on the Asia Tour. I've got to know you over the last couple of weeks. Coming you and Net as Team Israel every time I've seen you.
We heard.
It's a question I've got to ask.
Yes.
Is climbing in Israel. How popular is it, and how did you get into the sports in your country?
Well, climbing in Israel is getting more and more popular. Actually, in the past 2 years, there's been 5 new bouldering gym were open, and the sport is getting bigger and bigger, and there are more climbers. Like when I started to climb, I was 7 years old, and I climbed for 2 years in a shop, actually, where they in a shop actually, yeah, they had.
You climbing in a shop? Were you on the shelves or?
No, there was a small kind of climbing shop, but mostly things for travels, you know. And there was this really small climbing gym, and I kept going there like twice a week until they opened a very big wall in Tel Aviv, and there I climbed until I was 10 years old. So I started climbing at a shop.
well, different people go different places to learn that expertise. Like my sport, the one I'm pretty decent at is golf. When I started when I was 7 years old, chipping balls into a bucket in my back garden. So
wow.
everybody starts differently. But
yeah.
You mentioned that you started climbing in a shop, and that's where you first got the taste of it. How much of the climbing in Israel developed, as it were, in your time, like you've seen since growing up as a 10-year-old?
Wow, like so much. It developed so much. Like I can't believe it now that there are so many new gyms and so many climbers, because when I started climbing, it was really small.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here on commentary, and no doubt this evening I'll owe you a a drink or two, you know,
Okay.
to getting us out of the jam, because it's been absolute joy to have you here. No doubt the guys watching would have enjoyed it too, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
I'm
no
hoping.
doubt we'll see you again next year.
Thank you very much. I want to say my best regards to Venga Club that host me this year, and my coach Shimon Berry. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon in Kran, right?
Hopefully we'll be. The cameras will be there. Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. You owe me a beer.
I owe a few climbers a beer, I think, by the sound of it. We're going to try and head out into the arena now to try and grab the winners. Please do stay tuned, and hopefully we'll bring you the thoughts of Adam Anja and Kim Jae-in. Well, we've just been told that the ceremonies are due to take place momentarily, so the interviews will no doubt follow. Plenty of speeches are due to be made as well, so please be patient with us as the medal ceremonies for both the men's lead and women's lead in Inzai are about to take place any moment.
The other three, please wait in the territory. Please stay at the right side of behind me. And the other person, other athletes, please sit on the chair in front.
Please all the athletes who performed in this competition, please be seated in front of the wall. 出場した選手の皆様にご案内いたします。優勝した選手以外の選手の皆様は壁の前の椅子に座るようにお願いいたします。出場した選手の皆様にご案内いたします。壁の前の椅子に並んで座るようにお願いいたします。Okay, athletes, we don't have much time and much chairs, so let's have a seat and start the prize ceremony. さあ、選手の皆様、どうぞお席にお着きください。会場の皆様、もう間もなく表彰式並びに閉会式を開始いたします。しばらくそのままでお待ちくださいませ。はい、まだ席の方残っております。
大腸内出血離れて血栓が最初に違った検査して最初は尻が痛いの全然尻痛くなかった。
Okay, now we are starting the prize ceremony. 会場の皆様、大変お待たせいたしました。ただいまより IFSC クライミングワールドカップインザイ2014の表彰式を開始いたします。女子選手の表彰から行います。選手入場。Now we are starting for the prize of women category. Please come in. 第3位、マヤ・ミドマール、スロベニア。For the third place, Maya Vidmar of Slovenia. メダル授与、国際スポーツクライミング連盟会長、マルコ・スコラリス。Now the medal is given from the President of International Federation of Sports Climbing, Marco Scoralis. 花束贈呈、印西市市長、板倉正直。The flower bouquet is going to be from Mayor of Inzai, Masanao Itakura. 第2位、ミナ・マルコビッチ、スロベニア。ご登壇ください。The second place for silver medal is Mina Markovic from Slovenia.
あんま取らないから。
第1位、キム・ジャイン、韓国、ご登壇ください。Now for the first place of gold medal is Kim Jae, Korea. 国際スポーツクライミング連盟会長のマリコ・ストラインよりメダルの授与、並びに近代市市長板倉正直より花束が渡されます。それでは第1位、キム・ジャイン、韓国の栄誉をたたえ、国旗掲揚、国歌斉唱を行います。会場の皆様、ビデオスクリーンに向かってご起立をお願いいたします。Now for the pride of Kim Jae, Korea, please rise for the national anthem of Republic of Korea. 会場の皆様、上位3名の選手に大きな拍手をお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。続きまして、男子選手の表彰を行います。Now we are going to prize for the men's category. 選手入場。Now athlete please come in.
Mike Ben.
第3位、スコフィック・ドメン、スロベニア、ご登壇ください。For the third place, bronze medal is Domen Skofic, Slovenia. 左手を国際スポーツクライミング連盟会長、マリコ・ストラリス。The medal is given from the President of International Federation of Sports Climbing.Mr. Marcos Colares. 花束贈呈、日本山岳協会会長、神崎忠夫。The flower bouquet is given from the President of Japan Mountaineering Association 忠尾神崎。第2位、アンナ・サチ、日本。For the second place, silver medal, Sachi Anna, Japan. 第1位、オンドラ・アダム、チェコ共和国。And now for the first place is Adam Ondra of Czech Republic. 国際プロクライミング連盟会長マルコス・パリスよりメダルを、日本山岳協会会長神崎忠夫より花束を贈られます。オンドラ・アダム、チェコ共和国の栄誉をたたえ、国旗掲揚と国歌斉唱を行います。皆様、ビデオスクリーンに向かってご起立をお願いいたします。Now, for the prize for the Adam Ondra, please raise for the national anthem of Republic of Czech.
樋口君の頭で樋口君。
Thank you very much. Now, please all from the podium. 'Please have a seat just in front of the wall. Now, we are going to start the closing ceremony. これより閉会式に移ります。今大会大会役員より皆様へご挨拶させていただきます。 はじめに印西市市長板倉正直 There is a speech of the mayor of Inzai.
印西市長の板倉でございます。
Hello everybody, I am the mayor of Inzai, Tadanao Itakura.
選手、役員の皆様、またご観戦の皆様、ようこそ印西市へお越しいただきました。
I would like to express warm greetings to all participants, organizers, audience, and supporting staffs.
先ほどは世界トップクライマーの競技を拝見させていただきましたが、一つ一つのプレーに今もなお体の震え、心の高鳴りが止まりません。
I just saw the climbers of the top competitor of the world. I am deeply impressed and moved by your performance. I still cannot stop fast beating of my heart by the excitement of watching your performance.
夢と感動ありがとう。
Thank you very much for giving us such a wonderful moment.
そして IFSC マルコ会長をはじめ役員の皆様、また大会を支えていただいた多くの関係者の皆様方には素晴らしい演出と運営に心から感謝を申し上げます。
And I would also like to express my gratitude to the president of IFSC, Mr. Marcos Corrales, and also IFSC committee, and to all the members, staffs, and organizers of this competition.
またこのような世界大会が印西市で開催できますことをお願いいたしまして、開催地と挨拶をいたします。
I hope to see you again in the city of Inzai at the scene of future World Cups.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much again. 続きまして、日本山岳協会会長、神崎忠夫。
こんばんは。
Good night.
2日間の熱闘というか伝統ある大会、印西ワールドカップ、本当にお疲れ様でした。
First of
印西市長をはじめ役員、選手、多くの関係者の皆さんの理解とご協力により予定通り大会が収められましたことを心より嬉しく思います。
First of all, I want to congratulate all the athletes who did the best in this Inzai World Cup, and I very much appreciate the mayor of Inzai, officers, organizers, and all the people involved.
入賞されました選手の皆さん、本当におめでとうございます。また不本意な成績に終わった選手もいるかと思います。今日のこの悔しさをバネにして次からまた頑張っていただければというふうに思います。
I'd like to express the congratulations to the who got the prize, and also I'd like to express the hopes for the reflect on votes and make full use of the findings.
遠くイタリアから IFSC マ ス・コラリス会長の来日は日本山岳協会我々にも強い力を与えてくれました。
And I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Marcos Colares, the president of IFSC from Italy.
思い返すと今から23年前1991年日本でそしてアジアで初めてのスポーツクライミングワールドカップを代々木公園で開催させてもらいました。その時以来のマルコス・コラリー会長とは日本の縁を持ち指導に当たってもらっております。ここで心より深く感謝申し上げます。
He has done very hard work for us since the first Asian World Cup, which was held here Yoyogi in Japan in 1991. Since then, I would like to show a very deep expression for him.
そして遠く空を飛びまた海を渡って外国から来られた選手の皆さん本当にありがとうございます。深く心よりお礼を申し上げます。また日本の選手にも強い刺激を与えてくれたことにも大きく感謝したいと思います。ありがとうございました。
Thank you for all the foreign athletes who came all the way to Japan. It was a good opportunity for Japanese athletes to communicate and compete with you all.
日本山岳協会もスポーツクライミング大会の開催とか運営に一生懸命になりなかなか選手登録はじめ施設の充実そしていろいろな基本的なクライミングの環境を整えることができませんでした。しかしゆっくりとゆとりを持ってこれからのスポーツクライミングを考えたときにいかにスポーツクライミングが若い人たちに向けて発展していくかというような基本的な環境の整備を整えていきたいかなというふうに思っております。
Until today, we are devoting all our energy to run and hold sports climbing competitions. But it's time to think about enhancing sports climbing, such as expanding climbing places, developing good athletes, and also organizing instructor training, and so on.
そして今回のこのInzai大会をはじめいろいろなスポーツクライミング大会一つ一つを大切にしてオリンピック競技を目指し日本の選手また外国の選手そして役員また日本山岳協会組織が一つになってオリンピックゲームに参加することを望んでいきたいかなと思っております。
The Inzai World Cup has done in success, but still, we will have to try to improve and enhance sports climbing.
ぜひ今日の観客の皆さんにも応援をしていただいてスポーツクライミングがオリンピック競技になり社会に親しまれそして期待されるようなスポーツとして発展していることを願って挨拶に変えます。今日はどうもありがとうございました。
And let's do our best to debut the sports climbing in the Olympic Games. Japan Mountaineering Association will support it at any cost. Thank you again for all the support you gave us.
最後に国際スポーツクライミング連盟会長マルコ・スコラリス
Now, Mr. Marcos Colares, a president of International Federation of Sports Climbing, will give the speech.
The mayor of Inzai, the president of the Japanese Mountaineering Association, athlete of the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second IFSC World Cup in Inzai, and I have to thank you all for the great show you have given us.
西市市長、日本山岳協会会長、そして世界中のクライマー、そして関係者の皆様、ここ印西で2回目となる IFSC ワールドカップの開催に関わった皆様に感謝いたします。
This event gave the possibility to the best climbers of the planet to perform at their best climbing for the highest hold and for the medals.
この大会は世界のベストクライマーによるメダルへとつながる最高到達点のホールドに到達する最高のパフォーマンスを引き出しました。
2 years ago, when we were here in Inzai, both Japan and the IFSC were running for the Olympic Games. While now Tokyo has got the 2020 Olympic Games, the Olympic dream of sport climbing has been temporarily suspended.
2年前、日本と IFSC はオリンピックを共に目指していました。東京は2020年オリンピックの開催地となりましたが、スポーツクライミングをオリンピックの正式種目にという夢はまだ実現されていません。
However, in the month of August of this year, the International Olympic Committee invited the IFSC to showcase sport climbing in occasion of the second Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing, China.
とはいえ、今年の8月に中国の南京において開催された IOC のユースオリンピックにおいて IFSC は IOC からの要請を受け、その会場内でスポーツクライミングのデモンストレーションを行いました。
After the success of this event and this demonstration and the positive comments of the Olympic family, our hopes remain high.
この試みは成功し、IOC 関係者からの高い評価が我々の希望がまだ高く残っていることを示しています。
But now it is time to conclude this competition and the 2014 IFSC Asian Tour. Before we return home, I want to thank all those who worked for the success of the World Cup in Inzai. In particular, the volunteers, who, in their red jackets, were everywhere help was needed. I want to thank also the route setters, the judges, the sponsors, and the media operators and the audience who filled this nice venue today.
この大会の終了と2014年の IFSC アジアツアーの終わりを告げる時が来ました。その前に IFSC ワールドカップ印西大会の成功のためにご尽力された赤いウェア、青いウェアを着られた多数のボランティアの皆様、ルートセッター、ジャッジ、そして関係スタッフ、大会スポンサーの皆様およびメディア関係者、そしてこの素晴らしい会場にご来場いただいた多くの皆様に感謝いたします。
Now I declare the 2014 Inzai World Cup concluded. See you soon again. Arigato.
ワールドカップ印西大会の閉会を共に宣言いたします。またお会いしましょう。
以上をもちまして IFSC クライミングワールドカップ印西2014が終了いたします。観戦に来てくださった皆様ありがとうございました。どうぞお気をつけてお帰りくださいませ。
Now we are finished the close ceremony. As you're going home, please be safe until you get.
はいどうもどうもはいどうもどうも。
Kim, many congratulations. Your 22nd World Cup victory, even though you didn't actually know that. First of all, your thoughts. You must be delighted.
Actually, last 2 weeks it was quite tough to me because I had many mistakes, and this time I really wanted to overcome my situation, and I wanted to get back my body and also mind, and yeah, I really try to just concentration for the route, and in final the start was most scary for me, and after then
I gotta say, talk me through that start. It looked like we were at the edge of our seats for every climb. It must have been frightening for you guys.
yeah, if it was bouldering, maybe I'm not scary, but it's lead, so yeah, it's really hard for me. And after then, my feeling was quite comfortable, and yeah, I got complicated route. Yes, I'm really happy to complete the final route. Yes.
You mentioned before about the last 2 weeks in Mokpo and in China, the disappointments that you had in Mokpo of coming 6th on home soil, and last week in the semi-finals crashing out. Was that a drive for you to try and take victory here, to silence some critics, as it were, who thought that you may have not been at your best at those two events? Was that a drive for you? Was it something that was a motivation to get you going, the win here after what you did the last 2 weeks?
At first, I curious about its problem about my body, but I thought it was not. So yeah, I just try to enjoy my situation, even it's not best. So it came to good result. Yes.
One thing I'm going to ask is with regards to your knee. What is the future on that? Are you going to take surgery? Are you going to take some time out to get it right? What are you going to plan to do in the next few months with your knee?
Actually, I took the MRI last week, but the result, my ACL ligament still gone 80%. It doesn't matter when I climbing, but I decide to surgery for the future and more saleable. Yes.
Okay. One final question from me. Cronje in 3 weeks' time. Will you be there, first of all? And second question is, how much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, Crown will be last this season, and I know Crown is always difficult for me, especially in the final. So this time I really wanted to overcome, and I also looking forward climbing. Yes.
Well, Jean, many congratulations. Your 22 World Cup victories. Brilliant. Well done again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Let Jean come off the podium. I'm going to try and grab Adam Ondra, who's on his phone right now. Texting friends, no doubt. I'm just checking we're still live. I think we still are, so I'll go right into it. Adam, many congratulations. 7th World Cup victory. Was that quite sweet, that victory, for you?
For sure, it was sweet after having messed up 2 competitions in the previous weeks. It was really, really satisfying. Well, the worst round of the whole comp was the semi-final for sure, because it was such a weird route and such a low percentage moves. On the finals I was like climbing in my mode and I did my best.
I mentioned the exact same question to Jean Kim. Disappointment for her in Mokpo, disappointment in China, exactly the same for you the last 2 weeks. Was it a motivation coming here to Inzai, trying to prove some naysayers wrong?
For sure, it was motivation to prove that I just didn't let it go too much after the success in Gijón, and I climbed my best. And I think it's mostly because I just love it here in Japan. It's just so good.
Well, tell me very quickly, how was the week with Sachi?
Well, it was amazing, even though it was raining and we got to climb a little bit, just 2 days. Actually, we climbed on Friday just before the competition because I just wanted to see more of Japan. But no, Sachi was very hospitable and we had a really great time.
Well, you mentioned he's very hospitable. You've been staying with him. Quick question here. You're beating him into second place. Is he going to let you back into his house tonight?
Well, we are staying. I'm staying now in the hotel because I'm taking early flight tomorrow.
Well, best to be on the safe side then, isn't it?
Sure. Now I think we are good friends, and well, when I was watching Sachi, I didn't really care if I would be first or second place. He fought really hard. He made some mistakes. I think if he didn't make these mistakes, I think he would beat me. So let's see in Krain. I think it was a nice competition.
Talk me through this final route. It looked devilishly hard.
Well, it was quite sketchy at the beginning. First 4 or 5 balls were quite hard. Then it got easy, and it had some rest points. And from like the last 15-20 moves were just like a fitness test, and you have to keep going, and just until you fall off.
Finally, 3 weeks' time, off to Slovenia, Kronie. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I can't wait to go to Krain because it's my favorite wall. It's short, and I always like the setting there. So.
Do you see yourself as a favourite then going into that?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
We shall see if it proves fruition. Adam, it's your 7th World Cup victory. Many congratulations. See you soon.
Thank you.
Me and Johnny Rhodes visiting Korea, visiting China, and visiting here in Japan. Jakub Schubert, Amina Markovic were marvellous in Mokpo. Last week, Stefan Gisolfi and Amina Markovic were wonderful in Wujiang, but tonight belongs to Adam Ondra and Zhang Kim, who have stood 5 feet to my right as they were incredible in Inzai. Join my colleague Adrian Battersby in 3 weeks' time. Well, he'll take you through the sights and sounds of Kronie, the final World Cup of the year. But on behalf of Johnny Rhodes, this is Johnny Bryan saying good night from Inzai. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.